Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Innisfree Twinkle Balm, and these are the Aurora editions. These have really cute packaging. I really liked the purple colour on the outside of the packaging, and when I saw the swatches I was like, these are the prettiest looking eye balms. I was kind of confused as to why they would call them balms because they just look like a general like foil-ish sort of shadow with a lot of glitter. So I was very intrigued to see them and definitely pick them up immediately. I did have a bit of trouble getting a hold of the last one, which is number 6, which is the rose coloured one, but I did eventually get it. So there it is there. Super pretty, but kind of a pain to apply. So the product description for these ones says, big shimmery hologram glitter particles give all angle glowing contour eye look. Hologram glitter and oil special combination gives silky application with elastic high fit. High fitting, long lasting shimmer gives teary eyed look. Shoulder, hair, face and other areas application for bling bling look. So the packaging of these products is really pretty. I really like the outer colour, which is from the Aurora collection. There are 6 colours in the collection and they look so beautiful swatched on my arm. Look at them twinkling. They are so pretty, but unfortunately they don't really look like that on my eyes. So let's get into the swatches for the eyes now. So I'm going to be doing 1 colour on each side of my eyes. So this means that I'm only going to be doing 3 on each side and my eyelids won't get swollen shut like they did last time. Good times. So number 1 is a kind of clear balm that has gold and what looks like kind of green and blue glitter. So I'm going to show you how it applies using a flat shader brush, and then I'm going to attempt to add a little bit more by using my fingers. I find that number 1 has the easiest formula to work with because it feels the least balmy. It feels just kind of like a regular eyeshadow would. So that is what it looks like with just a brush application. So you honestly cannot see that much. This one has very fine shimmer. So I'm going to use my finger to pick up a bunch, and then I'm going to plop it right in the center there, and then you can see it a little bit better. This one, because of the formula, doesn't cling and like clump up as much as a lot of the other ones do, so I'm able to apply this one with my finger with pretty good success. So that is shade number 1 there. It's kind of a white with gold, green and blue kind of glitter, but again, can't really see that. Then for comparison on the other side, I'm going to show you number 2, which is very similar, but this time it's a bit more warm tone. I can't see any of the gold and green. It's definitely very high with blue glitter. This one feels more balmy than number 1, and it also sticks together a lot more. So you get a lot more of a chunky sort of finish, which I personally don't like unless it's an even chunk. So that is what it looks like with just the brush. Again, cannot really see much, so I'm going to pick up with my finger and plonk some right in the center, and this just looks so chunky, but you can see it a lot more there. I'm going with just a little bit more and pat it in. So starting to get higher and higher up here. There we go, so that is number 2 on that side there, and I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see a little bit closer. Alright, so hopefully this stays in focus. It's really hard to get it to focus at this close of a distance with a zoomed in, but there we have the eyes a little bit easier to see. So this is shade number 1. You can see it's a lot more of that gold and green kind of colour, and then this is shade 2, a lot lighter, more like blue, but you can also see the difference in texture. So if you can kind of see number 2 here, it looks a lot more chunky in terms of finish, and when my eyes are open I can feel the chunks on my eyes, whereas number 1 I can see that it's a much smoother application, and when I open my eyes I cannot feel it on my eyelids. This one doesn't feel like it's opening properly because the thickness of the glitter is, yeah, not great. But that is shade number 1 and number 2 there. I might see if I can stay this close because I think it's mostly in focus. Glitter is everywhere and it's not coming off. So number 3 is a beige kind of colour that has multicolored glitter. So I can predominantly see purple and gold, I think. And you can get a really nice sheer application with these using the brushes, but you cannot see the underlying pigment. So I can see lots of the gold and purple glitter there, but none of that underlying beige pigment. So they all kind of start to look like much of a muchness if you use the brush, because it gives a really nice even application, but cannot see the bottom colour of the underlying pigment. So I'm going to pick some up with my finger and plop it in the middle there. So you can see a little bit more of the beige base. So that is shade number 3 there. It's such a pretty colour. I just wish that I could get this finish and payoff without the chunks. Then we have shade number 4, which is a purple or lavender base that has green and purple glitter. So I've actually used this one quite a lot. I think that it is really pretty. However, I can never see the base colour because I predominantly apply these with my brush, which gives me that really pretty sheer application where you can just see the glitter. I've got that straight in my eyelashes and not much else. So this is what the application looks like when you use a brush. You get that sheer glitter, and again, can't really see much aside from the fact that it is just glittery. There's no underlying pigment. So I'm going to pick up some with my finger. So there, that one looks a little bit more purple now, but not a huge amount, to be honest. So this one, although I use it the most because I enjoy the glitters, it doesn't have the most underlying pigment, so it's a little bit disappointing in that case. But here are the two side by side, so you can definitely see this one is looking more beige, champagne gold, I guess. And then that one's a really nice cool toned purple lavender. Then we have shade 5, which is really pretty copper gold. I think this one looks really pretty just used sheerly with a brush, but it is one that chunks up quite a lot if you're using your fingers, which I personally don't like that much. So that is what it looks like there if it's just used sheerly with a brush. It's just a light sparkle. Again, you cannot see that much underlying pigment, so it's hard to tell the difference between all of the colours when they're applied like that. They're not quite as like show-stopping as they are when they're applied with a finger. So the glitter is a bit chunky there. You can, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but I can see it and it annoys me. It just looks really patchy. And then number 6 is a super pretty rose gold. This one actually has like purple sparkle in it, which I think is really unique. I think it's just a really pretty colour. This one is a little bit easier to tell the difference between with the other ones because it's just a deeper colour already. So you can definitely see a difference between this and the other ones if it's applied sheerly. I don't actually mind this one applied with a brush because I still think you can get a really good effect. So that is what it looks like applied with just a brush. Just very sheer and very glittery, pretty cute. Unfortunately this one does get very chunky when applied with a finger, but I think that the colour is just really beautiful. So that is the colour there. In comparison, that is the more yellow copper gold. And then the rose gold there. So this is number 5. And then number 6. So I'm a little bit disappointed with these eye products because every time I look at the swatches I'm reminded that they don't look like that on my eyes. The problem is that if you want to get the underlying pigment, so if you're looking at number 4, that's Marble Light Aurora, this definitely looks purple, right? That was a funny way of saying purple. But I'm wearing it on my eyelids at the moment and you cannot see any purple. It just looks like shimmer because the problem is that if I apply it nice and sheerly and get a good even application, I get a really light dusting of the glitter and it looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it looks great, but you can't see the underlying pigment, it just looks like glitter. If I either pack it on with my fingers or a brush, it looks patchy, it looks chunky, and I cannot blend it. I cannot make it so that it looks even and it looks like what the models are wearing and what is advertised. It just doesn't look like that on me and it just annoys me so much because you've got all of these beautiful colours, but apart from the darkest one, which is the rose, they all look the same because you can't see the underlying pigment, so they just look like slightly different colours of glitter on your eye, and that's it. They look beautiful as glitters, but I don't need 5 that look exactly the same. So I am really disappointed in them. I haven't actually tried them as like a body glitter because I'm not going to put that in my hair, but I could put it like on my collarbone and see if that looks cute. Can you see anything? I can't see anything. Let's put more. Where's my collarbone? There it is. Does that look any nicer than the other collarbone? No, not really. I mean, if you get it in the right light, so see how when I bend forward you can see it. It's uneven. It's very chunky. I'll zoom you in so that I'm not just talking to myself in the mirror. The application is so difficult for what it is, and it should be easy. So unfortunately, I'm not a fan of these twinkle balms. I really wanted to be because I think that they are so cute, and I'm definitely going to keep some of them. It's just that I don't need all of them because, like I said, you cannot see the underlying pigment and they just look like glitter. Or chunky. Way too chunky, not good. So that is all for today. If you guys have got any tips on applying these maybe a little bit better, then please do let me know, and then I'll maybe try again. We'll see. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I'll see you in the next one.